Hi everyone, thank you for having me here as well. As Bridget mentioned, my name is Sophie and I coordinate the Aboriginal Tutorial Program here at the University of South Australia. I've been with the university for about 5 years and I work within the Student Engagement Unit with Warringah Student Services. Before I go any further, I just want to start by acknowledging that most of us meet on Kaurna land today and that UniSA respects the Kaurna, Boandik and Bargala people's spiritual relationship with the land and acknowledges the elders past, present and emerging. I also want to extend my respects to other cultural authorities who are joining us today. So the way the forum that will work today is I'll be asking some questions. You'll each have an opportunity to respond to these, but we'll also be taking questions from the floor. So if you do have any questions for other candidates, please feel free to pop those ones in the chat and we'll be able to present those ones for you. So we're going to get started today. And the first question that I'll be asking is Emiliana, and please feel free to correct me if I get your names and their pronunciation wrong. I'm more than happy to be corrected. The first question I have is, why have you chosen to run for USASA board and why should people vote for you?
Thank you for the question, Sophie. So I have to run for the USASA board because through my study in UniSA, I have been inspired by the work USASA has done as a team. And I would like to join the team to be a part of the support, the big change that they make. And I would love to be elected, and it would give me more opportunity to listen to all the students. And when I say listen to all the students, it means by working with the USASA team and coming up with a way where we can probably do a weekly check-in with all the students, and it would give them an opportunity and to also let them know that we are there for them. And my main purpose would be to promote support, existing support as in like clubs, and that is so because I don't think it is being promoted enough. It is there, but many students are not aware of it, especially international students. Because when I first came into UniSA, I had no idea these clubs were a part of it. It was mentioned in orientation, but after that, we did not hear much unless a student is really engaged in uni, and that does not happen with everyone. So my purpose is to promote it further and even create more academic and social support, because I understand that everyone is so focused on academic support that sometimes they just forget about their social support. And also, I think it is important that there is more support for minority and more cultural clubs should be promoted, because I myself as an international student, when I came here, I felt lost because I didn't know anyone. And also, I did not know that cultural clubs really existed. And I would love to be like a guiding hand for new students and existing students. And I would like to be there for them. And I think that people should vote for me because I was a student representative in a previous institute within UniSA itself called SABIT. And while I was the student representative, I have gotten many compliments from lecturers and the students itself. And I would love to carry on the work in UniSA. Thank you.
Thank you. Now you mentioned some of the things that are important to you. And I should have mentioned earlier that you are going for the role of International Student Representative.
Yes.
So I just want to ask, and McGill, sorry. And I just wanted to ask, what do you think are the top 2 issues for international students and students at McGill in 2020, and what will you do to advocate if you are appointed to the board?
Yeah, so I do have 2 top issues, and number 1, it being scholarships. So I believe that there are many scholarships out there, but it is mainly for people who are doing really good with their studies, and most of the time it is not them that really needs the support. And I would like to create more scholarships and work with the USASA team and somehow create more scholarships for everyone if possible, because even international students, there's this problem of currency. Like for example, for me, I come from Malaysia and everything here is 3 times more expensive. And I genuinely understand how all the students feel. And the second problem would be social life in uni, in McGill, and for all international students, I think, is that from my experience, it is when everyone goes to class and once class ends, everyone just does their own thing. There is no opportunity to get together or get to know someone. And if I were elected, I would do everything I can while working with the team to create more activities so that students feel at home. They know that they will have a place to go to when they feel lost or when they just want to make a friend. And yeah, I think that is the top 2. It will be scholarships and social life.
Great, thank you. So I'm going to move now to specifically to McGill candidates. Now I know you've been answering in those dual roles, but I'll throw to Maya. So my questions are for you are the same. So why have you chosen to run for the USASA board, and why should people vote for you?
Sorry. I've chosen to run for the board because, I mean, whether I'm on it or not, I was going to care about these issues anyway. I'm just very passionate about like helping the students around me and helping anyone who comes to me for advice or support. And I'd really love to have at least some kind of role or title where I could contact students more easily or do that in a more official way, definitely. And I think students vote for me because I've had experience working and volunteering with mental health organizations and like queer youth support groups, in my small town and across the Eyre Peninsula. And coming here to the city, it's been definitely a very big change. And talking to students this year especially, you can tell there's just maybe not enough support or not enough people being listened to. Everyone seems to be under a lot of pressure and a lot of stress, and like feel like their degrees definitely aren't being valued. And I would just really love to work to change that, or to know that like education is what's most important. You don't have to be worrying about how can I best, I don't know, get a job later on. I mean, jobs are very important, a career is very important, but that doesn't mean that you need to be, I don't know, destroying yourself and your mental health and your work-life balance to support that. I'm running because I really want to support students and to make sure that learning is valued and easy and comfortable for everyone.
Thank you. So again, you've given us some ideas about your values while running for the McGill representative. But what are the top 2 issues for McGill students, and what will you do to advocate for them if elected?
Top 2 issues, I'd definitely say, definitely financially right now, with the cost of degrees rising a lot and a lot of student amenities being taken away. Simple things like a city connector, it seems easy enough, but it's those like type of things and spaces and tools for students being cut, I suppose, for funding purposes. I'd really like to fight that because it seems unnecessary. And other thing, I suppose McGill's a very diverse campus. It's the reason why I chose to come to it. It's got incredible queer community. We've got some really strong, our new gender like studies and elective courses and all that. So there's a lot of different conflicting ideas. So I definitely think we need to prioritize, instituting that in a safe way and a comfortable way so that everyone feels included and heard and there's no conflicts. Yeah.
Thanks, Maya. So I'm going to move ahead to our City West student representative candidates. So Savara, you'll go first. So can you please tell me why you've chosen to run for your USASA board and why people should vote for you?
Hi everybody, I'm Savara and I'm running for City West Rep. First of all, thank you to Bridget and Sophie for facilitating this. So to your first question, why do I want to be a campus rep? Basically, I am so passionate about maximizing the student experience and utilizing all the resources we have to better our student community and myself by extension being a student here. It's really my vision to leave a legacy at this university, and like all students, to be proud of the university that I've graduated from, that we have a great voice. And it's only something that can be achieved by being proactive and having the student voice be representative and be heard.
Thank you. And what do you feel are the top 2 issues for students at City West campus? And what will you do to advocate for them if elected?
Beautiful. So the top 2 issues are very identifiable as one that has amalgamated into a huge issue, and that's of mental health and well-being. Unfortunately, it's overwhelmed everybody, and it's really hit students hardest this year with the situations presented from COVID. And this is having drastic effects on their mental health and precipitating into other areas of their life. And it's more than ever a pressing time to be supportive of students and have the student voice heard. The second issue is always the financial issues, getting more scholarships and being supportive of students in financial hardships. And those areas are covered at the moment through USASA initiatives, such as the financial counselling services, the advocacy services, wellbeing events like Utopia. And it's something we have to continue to champion. And at the moment, I'm running with Unite. So the benefit of running in a team is that we have a diverse range of students. Last year, we were championed by Noah, who did amazing things. And our team is so excited to share our experience, our passion, and our dedication. So I'm so excited to run with Unite.
Thank you, Savara. So I'm going to give Jo an opportunity now to answer the same questions. So the first one was, why have you chosen to run for your USASA board, and why should people vote for you?
Thank you, Sophie. I'm Jo Gaynor. I'm running for the City West undergrad role. The reason why I decided to run this year is because I'm approaching my 5th and final year of my double degree at USASA. So I've been at USASA City West campus since 2016. I feel like I've witnessed a lot and learned a lot about the university and the campus over that time. I now feel like I'm in a position, both personally, academically, where I can give back to the students. And I feel like over those 5 years, I've seen that USASA can have a real impact, but there's room for improvement, and student voices can still be heard, and a lot more can be done to improve the student experience. So I feel like I'm in a position now where I want to give back and leave my time at university feeling like I've given back to the students that are just starting and still continuing their university journey. So I feel like it's really important approaching that 5th year to do that for my own personal development and how about my whole university experience. So I'm really committed to ensuring that everyone at City West campus makes the most of their time there. The reason why people should vote for me, I believe, is that I'm committed to making sure that people have a say in their time at university. There's a lot more that can be done there, clearly. I've got some experience in student leadership roles through high school. And as I said, I now feel like I'm in a position to give back. And with our team, with Activate, I feel like they're equipped to work as a team to deliver anything really that the student body are advocating for and wanting to get done.
Thank you, Jo. And what do you feel are the top 2 issues for students at City West campus? And what will you do to advocate for those if elected to the board?
So something that I think is obviously really important that a few other candidates have touched on is financial support, particularly during COVID. I've just come back, well, beginning of this semester, I was on exchange and had to come back from exchange in March. And that meant that I'd left all my jobs and everything that I was doing in Adelaide before that. Came back in the middle of semester without a job, trying to catch up with university. So I was overwhelmed with all of my studies and had very little financial support at the time. So that was a period earlier this year where I felt that more financial support from the university and scholarships was really important. And I know that that would be something that international students and the students on exchange and a lot of students around the different UniSA campuses would have been experiencing. So advocating for students that are in financial hardship is really important to me. Also at City West, I feel like we're very lucky to have a great campus, but I think more can be done for campus culture. So through events and activities, we've got such a good spot there in the city. And I think if we compare it to Adelaide University and the culture that they have there, I feel like more can be done to improve that student experience and the culture around campus. So that's something I'm really passionate about as well.
Thank you, Joe. So we've also got Barry joining us from Mount Gambier. So Barry is going for the Mount Gambier student representative role. So Barry, why have you chosen to run for USASA board and why should people vote for you?
Yeah, Barry Rundle. Before I get into that, I'd just like to pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging, because they hold the memories, traditions and cultures which Australia is all about, and we know this is an unceded land. I would also like to pay respects to the traditional lands of the Boandik people where I'm standing today, and respect the relationship with them and their country, and also respect the cultural heritage, belief and social relationship they have with their land. And I must recognise the people I am with, the Padawa Tinamaya, Chirama Tumba, Padawa, who give me the strength and knowledge to walk about and share the stories. I acknowledge the diversity of Aboriginals peoples, past, present and emerging. So that to me is very important to me. Why I'm running for USASA is I'd love to see a more balanced, more important role in which this USASA is doing at the moment, and how we can keep on listening to the students. As we know that students from all different ranges, all different campuses really need to be made to belong, felt that they belong. And I really want to ensure that I can use my skills from my past and also my present to be able to encourage people to have a safe space.
Thank you, Barry. What do you feel are the top 2 issues for students at Mount Gambier, and what will you do to advocate for those if you're elected to the board?
Well, as I mentioned before, I'd like to see the safe spaces in Mount Gambier and Boandik to be even expanded even further. We know the Willawinka services in Mount Gambier, Boandik really needs to be increased. It really needs to have a space specifically to keep our students who are Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander to be having a safe space and to really acknowledge our First Nations students. Probably the second one as well is related to that, is our Mount Gambier campus. We are a close campus. We've got many students from different diverse backgrounds and also studying pursuits, which are in close proximity, being close together. And that's pretty great for a campus to be able to do this. This really helps us to see that we can encourage one another and we recognise how important our well-being is. But I think related to that is we need to bring more activities which many other bigger campuses have, and we would like to bring them to Mount Gambier, Boandik, so we can be more inclusive and also feel that we're not just 2 different separate as in city campuses and regional campuses, but we're together. We're the one united UniSA. We want to be included, and sometimes because of our activities, which we don't have on campus, it feels that like we are two different areas, but we all need to be united.
Thank you. So you've all told us a little bit about your values and what's important in your roles as potential candidates for the student representative roles. My next question is a little bit more personal. So I'd like to know what you're most proud of in life so far. So I might throw back to Emiliana, who started us off, to answer this one first. So can you please tell us what you're proud of in life so far?
Thanks for the question again. I think this is a hard one because there can be a number of things, but what I'm most proud of so far is that I got out of my comfort zone and I did become the student representative in my previous institute. And I think the next thing would be moving countries. It is not easy, and I understand how brave a person is. And I think I am proud of myself for putting myself out there and just doing things for a better future. Thank you.
Thank you. Maya, would you like to go next and just let us know what you're most proud of in life so far?
Sure. I'd say my proudest achievement is choosing to attend university. No one in my family has done it before. I have no university graduates in my family. My mother came to this country when she was 15 years old. My father's like a fisherman. I didn't think it would be an option for me, but I knew that I loved learning. It's what made me happy. So I just had to make that decision. And it was very freeing, and it's made me very happy since then to make this choice to move to this city to learn and to, attend university. So that's what I'm proudest of.
Thank you. Savara, what are you most proud of in life so far?
Thanks, Sophie. So with that question, I find it to be something that is very subjective and arbitrary. So it's not something that we can quantify like that everybody's going to be able to share. So something very personal to me, which I find to be my biggest accomplishment, is the relationships that I've built in my life. That's with my friends, my family, and strangers. I think it's so important to develop the concept of community, because now more than ever we're seeing the impacts of what it's like to have an individualistic mindset and how bad that is for our mental health and us as a society. Therefore, that's definitely something that brings me great joy and accomplishment, is building genuine connection with those in my life.
Thank you, Savara. Joe, can you please tell us what you're most proud of in life so far?
Yeah, thank you. I'd probably say that what I'm most proud of is in 2017, I worked for about 12 months for the South Australian Ambulance Service. So I was an emergency medical dispatch support officer, which is a bit of a mouthful, but essentially I was taking 000 calls. So that was a really difficult period. I had no medical background beforehand, so I really threw myself into the deep end. And obviously very stressful, doing night shifts and on a 4-on 4-off roster. So that was a really challenging period in my life, but really rewarding as well. And obviously speaking with members of the community from all different backgrounds. So it was talking with a diverse range of people, and often in some of the most stressful times of their lives. So being able to have that community impact, and sometimes really in life and death situations, and feel like what you're doing with your life is impacting other people for the better. So I think that period definitely shaped the next few years and my decisions to study law and my interest in getting involved as a student representative, because I want to have that community impact and impact the people that I spend my time with.
Thank you, Joe. And lucky last, Barry, what are you most proud of in life so far?
Well, I've got two very important things in my life. I've got my culture, my nationality, which is a very one with me. Certainly the ancestors are really strong, and I can really feel their presence and able to gain their strength and wisdom from. And related to that is because I've always wanted to continue in my caring role, which I've had for many years. I've been in disability support, and also now wanting to be in nursing as well. So I want to support people in their challenging roles, but I also want to help people and their carers as well to consider that they are important in themselves, and I want to reach out and be able to help them in any way possible. So yeah, sort of that nursing role really is one in which I have suited for a long time, and that's one in which I'm really grabbing great passion now.
Thank you, Barry. Now, just a reminder that we are taking questions from the floor. So if you do have any questions for candidates, please let us know, and we'll ask those towards the end. So I do have another question for you all, and I'm actually going to give you an opportunity to jump in when you're ready, rather than me go through an order. So the question is, as a student representative, how will you hold yourself and others accountable for actions and promises that you make to the student body? So if there's anyone who'd like to go first, please just pop your hand up or unmute your microphone. Yeah, Emiliana.
Hi. So with this question, I think that I'm a very committed and responsible person as well. And I would safely say that moving here and being independent with absolutely no one, I would say that I am pretty responsible now. And I believe that I have the courage to speak up to team members if things are not going right. And I believe that people put in hope when they elect me, and I am responsible to listen to, and I think it is also my responsibility to keep the team in check if something goes wrong, and I do know that I have the courage to speak up to team members. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Emiliana. So Maya, I can see that you're ready to go, so feel free to unmute.
I think what's obviously most important is communication and transparency. There is no decision or thought process that I will make or go through that I won't be willing and open to share with any of my voters or any student at UniSA. And I'll also be running with my Activate party, so that's just a whole other team of students just as passionate as me, that care about the same issues as me. So I'll have that team there to make sure, I stay on topic and stay on the point of where I need to be, and just to watch my back. So yeah, I'm just working with the team and communicating.
Thank you. I can see Barry's hand. Oh, no, I'll go to Joseph. Sorry, Joseph.
Sorry, Barry, I didn't mean to jump in there. I just wanted to further on what Maya was saying. The communication and transparency is obviously extremely important. Being a student representative is exactly that. You're representing your fellow students. So I think being a strong voice, advocating for the causes that they care about and that they've told you they want you to care about. This isn't about me or any of the candidates. It's about being a voice for the thousands of other students across the different campuses. So just being strong and always advocating for the right causes, for the right reasons, and standing up both at the USASA board meetings to staff, and whenever there is a cause to stand up for, just ensure that you're doing it for the right reasons and it's the causes that the students wish you to stand up for.
Thank you. And Barry was next, so I'll go to Barry, sorry, and then we'll have Savara.
Yes, I find really how my calendar, sort of my electronic calendar, is really my best friend. As soon as something comes up, it's in there. So I know when, especially issues have cropped up in other areas, such as my uni mentored time. When a student's issue came up, I made sure it was in the calendar, so I would not only acknowledge it, but also get on top of it, make sure it is a priority. And working as a united team, especially in USASA, that really helps us to think we need together. We need to have a collective mind to work together, because we know that when we're working together, we're able to see that things will happen, but also be able to put up our hand and saying, well, yes, that is great, but we need to work on this particular issue because this has come up especially in my campus. So if a student comes up with an issue, that really needs to be on my top priority as well, to make sure that, yes, the USASA might be going well, but I need to raise a point in which it is affecting my campus as well in Bowendick, Mount Gambier.
Thank you. And Savara, when you're ready.
Great. Thank you for that question on how I would hold myself accountable. So the way I view accountability is that there's two elements to it. The first one is that accountability is intrinsically what you will hold yourself accountable to. And that's going to come down to being genuine and being open about what your true intentions are and what your passions are. And I'm here for the student voice. I'm here to maximize the student experience. And that's why I had chosen to work with a team, because there's a more structured approach. And aside from the intrinsic accountability, there's also the safeguards of running in a team who are going to keep us accountable. There's a diverse range of experience and backgrounds and different transferable skills from different disciplines and working experience outside of university. So those are the two things that do really keep me accountable.
Thank you. So the last question we're going to ask is going to be under time pressure. And we're just going to ask you to summarise and introduce yourself, the role or roles that you are running for, and why people should vote for you. So it's going to be 60 seconds that we'll give you, and then we'll be using the mute all button to cut you off. So you're going to have to be succinct. So we're going to go to Emiliana first. So I will start your timer once you unmute your microphone.
So hi everyone, my name is Emiliana and I am running for two positions, which are the International Rep position and also the McGill Undergraduate Rep position. And you guys should vote for me because I do have previous leadership experience and I believe that I have the skills for it. And if elected, I will be committed to listening to your opinions, your problems, and I will make a change while working with the team. And as mentioned before, I would definitely do the best I can to check up with students on a weekly basis, hopefully. And I would like to promote the existing clubs and also create more academic support and social support by carrying events on all campuses if possible. And I would love to create more scholarships for hopefully everyone that really, really needs it. And my goal is to definitely support minority groups because I genuinely understand.
Thank you. All right, so our next person will be Maya. So once you unmute your microphone, well, you have already, so I'll start your
Okay. I'm Maya Trewatha and I'm running for McGill Undergrad Student Rep, and I'm running because I care about a lot of issues and I've experience with queer youth support groups and mentally fit support groups. And I just want every student to have an affordable education, have a safe education, and just feel comfortable and like they fit in with their school, because every school's diverse and every school can be more progressive. And I really think you need someone to defend those rights and those issues, and I will always do that. And I'm a bit scared of getting muted now.
That's all right, thank you. Sorry, I've just got to reset my timer every time. Savara, you're going to go next, and I'll start the timer when you unmute.
I'm Savara Yunus, and I'm running for City West Rep, and I'm running with Unite, who are a diverse and passionate team. I am running because I'm deeply passionate about maximising the student experience and utilising all the resources we have, and ensuring that the student voice is heard at every decision-making point in the university. If elected, we really will advocate for championing a more vibrant campus culture and bringing back to life that campus culture post the COVID interruptions. And furthermore, standing up for greater funding for clubs and for students through scholarships, and advocating against international student exploitation, and advocating for a stronger voice within the university.
Thank you. So Joe, you'll be next. When you're ready, just unmute and I'll start the timer.
Thank you. My name's Joe Gaynor. I'm running for the City West undergraduate student rep position and NUS delegate. I'm running because I believe from my range of employment and leadership experience, it's given me a greater perspective as a leader, and I feel like I'm ready to contribute to the university and the students at the City West campus. I'm passionate and committed to having student voices heard. I feel like more can be done. From my time at university, I've experienced that more can be done. I want more for clubs, more funding for clubs. The campus culture, as I've already touched on, is really important to me, and financial support for students experiencing hardship is something I'm really committed to. Thank you, and that's all.
Thank you. And lucky last, Barry, when you're ready, just unmute your microphone and I'll hit the timer.
Hello, my name is Barry Rundle. I'm a Mount Gambia Bowendick student representative. I'm passionate in my First Nations background. I'm passionate in certainly helping people with their wellness, and I want to be able to listen to student voice, to be able to make our campus great, keep on improving it, how we can be united together, and also be able to know that while we may be a regional campus, we are very strong and we're very passionate and we're very inclusive in our campus. And we want to be noticed by that, certainly from other campuses as well. So we can be united, and we know that the campus, the USASA board will.
Thank you, Barry, and thank you everyone for your participation today. Congratulations on all of you sitting here and going through the questions and participating in the USASA Board Candidate Forum. I am now going to hand back to Bridget, and she'll provide us with a summary.